What's up?
How we doing, man? I appreciate you.
I'm good. I'm good. We were gonna have the red hat episode, but we're gonna next time I'll wear my black hat.
We'll switch off. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep people on their
What's going
toes.
on today?
All right. So we were just talking about social media businesses and brick and mortar businesses. The in-person experience has to match the social media experience, and how marketing is at an all-time high and trust is at an all-time low. What are your thoughts, big guy?
I agree. And it's funny. I actually looked this. So you brought this up. I just I did some scrolling this morning, and I noticed a very noticeable pattern. Right, everything now is a 10K month.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is, no matter what the fuck you're doing. You sell
Yep.
Legos, 10K. You're making bread, 10K months. Does not fucking matter, right? So to your point, yes, everybody is marketing 10K months and fucking through the roof and be this thing and all this, and then no one does shit.
Yeah.
No one does. I got it. Like I always equate this to back when I had my construction company, right? Like if I were to be like, hey, I'm gonna have 5 guys show up in your spot. We're gonna have these windows installed. We're gonna be in and out of your hair in one day. Good to go. Cool, right? Awesome. This is X amount of dollars. This is what's gonna cost you. Sweet, appreciate it, man. Day comes to install. I'm not even there. My guys don't show up. The windows are there. The fucking everything you need is there, but
Yep.
no one's there to actually fucking help you do the work, right?
Yep.
So it's like it's kind of that same scenario. It's this fucking I want to sell everything that I learned from this other person that learned how to sell everything. But then when it comes down to the actual knowing and like helping part, no one has a fucking clue what to do. No one knows what the fuck they're doing. They're like, there's no one, everybody is in this like, I don't want to work, but I want all the money.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything, but just give me all the stuff and the accolades and the credit and the rewards and the fucking viewers. I want all of that, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna actually do a damn thing. That's what I want. But that's like the fucking way of sales on Instagram just lately for some reason.
And I think the problem really is even me. Okay. Yes. I own a brick and mortar business. I am my own entrepreneur in whether it's in person or on social media. But even I get so burnt out on opening my phone and everything being a commercial, everything being a new marketing strategy, everything being new tips and new tricks and new hacks to shit that doesn't really get anyone anywhere, because by the time the tip, trick, and hack is learned and implemented, it's already last season's information. And that's why trust is at an all-time low, like, so with the people that I work with, I'm sure they're similar to the people you work with in the sense they just want to become better versions of themselves to be able to offer a more consistent outcome for the businesses they run. Whether it's me with tattoo artists, you with entrepreneurs. I mean, it's not just about getting jacked online. It's about taking care of yourself to become a better individual, better husband, better father, better business owner, better leader.
Yeah.
But when everybody opens social media, it's this new sales strategy. It's this new, if you want to make X amount of money a month, like it's fucking discouraging, man.
It is, and it's funny you say, I wrote a piece. I say a piece, but all my like writing pieces are basically cliff notes and thoughts
Yeah.
that I can like spin into something. But I think a big part of it that I see, like, as in my 40s and I got a family, I've done all the things, not all the things, I'm still always learning, right? But I've done a lot of things. I've had my hands in a lot of businesses, owned businesses, done all this shit. I think the biggest thing that I see now in that realm of what you're talking about is the lack of humility,
Yeah.
right? Like the lack of humility and no one being able to step back anymore and go like, I don't know how to do that well. I'm not good at this. I actually don't know the answers to the question that you had. You're better at this than me, right? Like things like that, like don't fucking exist to a degree anymore. It's all like, let me tell you what I learned from this piece of paper, and this is God's way. This is the
Yeah.
fucking answer. This is right. And it's like, no, dude, like what happened to being able to go, I don't know. Actually, I'm not fucking sure. Right? Like even as somebody that can give out information, can help, you still there's no humility in anybody's shit anymore. Everybody knows everything. Everybody has the answers to fucking every question. They're better than everybody else at everything. And I think it really is just this massive lack of humility that we see as a generational thing in social media.
I think a lot of it has to do with the confusion between answers and opinions. Everyone believes their opinion is matter of fact, and social media has given everyone a platform to have an opinion about
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, without
And
actually like knowing shit.
yeah, having been through it, having experienced it,
Yeah,
or just
yeah,
being confident in the curiosity of getting to know about more things. We had just done a call about that. Like so many people just want to talk nowadays. But not many people remember the value in curiosity. Somebody had presented a question to me the other day about my own tattoo career. Like, so when you're working with more high end clients, how do you bridge the gap with knowledge? To be able to make these people understand that we're aligned, we're on the same page. You're like, well, it's not a matter of bridging the gap with knowledge. It's a matter of allowing them to tell me more about themselves through curiosity to gain more knowledge.
yeah. I love that word curiosity too. I have a friend, client, more of a friend. He's a client, but we've been friends our entire lives. And he uses curiosity as like just a definition for a lot of things because it's
Mhm.
really what it is, and it goes back to just like you said, the trust is down the drain when really it needs to be this ideal of like you're selling trust, like that, like not your product, right? You're
Mhm.
selling the connection and the trust and like all of that before the product is what it should be. But it's like the opposite of that now, right? Complete opposite. And whether it's high ticket or low ticket, like the client, like that line has been blurred, I think, a little bit because
Mhm.
no one cares anymore because of that, like fucking no humility, money grab, like no one gives a shit. So like the line I think is blurred between high ticket and low ticket in that realm, be kind of because of what we see on social media because everybody knows everything. Like I said, everybody has the answers, right? Just like you said, everybody just wants to talk without like hearing what's said. So like for me, like if you were to ask me that question, how do you differentiate? Like I have to I have to like be in this room with these clients differently, right? Like
Yeah.
I have to speak to them differently. I have to cater to that, but I can, and so can you, because of the fact that on the other side of it, you've done that homework, right? You've
Yeah.
put in the years to like, okay, I remember when I first picked up a tattoo gun. You
Yep.
have that, right? I remember when I first read a blueprint. I have that. I remember when I first built a house. So like I have that and you have that. So it's being able, the line is blurred with people that don't fucking know, but with like myself or you, like I can make that differentiation because I've got both in my bag, essentially.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing in that whole fucking world of social media, like businesses, marketing, all of that.
Yeah. Well, I think in a lot of different ways, no one understands high ticket and low ticket not based on a price point, but based on a state of being. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And so a lot of people will do the if you make or if you want to make X amount, they are presenting themselves as high ticket to be able to sell high ticket, but without a level of trust then there's no substance to it. And the thing with tattooing, which I'm sure is the same with contracting, is eventually your reputation has to get you in the room to be able to have the conversation, to be able to close a good quality deal. It
yeah.
doesn't matter how you show up online unless it's consistent and authentic. And it's the urgency and the immediate gratification of appearing to convince instead of being more curious to become.
Yeah, I like the way you put that.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
I like that. Yeah, yeah. Seriously, you've been being more curious to become. That makes a lot of sense, and it is. It's the same thing, right? Because it's. I needed like, do you know you have the high ticket knowledge and experience to be able to offer? Sure, right. But just like you said, like the where the person is, in their journey and their point of their business or what they're trying to get to, and to be able to meet them there. Like there's that part, but then there also is, like you said, I had to do the shit rental jobs, right?
Mhm.
I had to do the shit apartment flips and fucking all the dumb Section 8 stuff. And I had to do all of that before I found somebody that was like, hey, man, I know you're doing this, but you do good work. I've got some fucking nice houses I need remodeled. Would your guys be interested in working on something like that? Can you do that? Right. So to your point, same thing. Like, yeah, I had to like build that reputation and do good enough work for
Yeah.
people around to recognize it in the industry and then say to me, hey, do you want to do something better? Maybe a little bit more money, and then
Yeah.
so on and so forth. And then eventually it got to the point where I was doing fucking Van Andel houses, right? We're talking
Yep.
40,000 square foot fucking palaces. So it's like, but it's the same thing. And that is where, like, it's just like you said, it's not necessarily a matter of like, this cost this much. It's a matter of this client has also done all of the things that I've done already. So
Mhm.
now, in order to be at that high ticket plane, I have to bring something that they haven't seen yet,
Yeah.
right? So it's like that's where I think that's where like real entrepreneurship and people that have been in the game for a long time understand you can fucking say all you want. You can talk all the shit you want online. You can make your life as pretty as you fucking want it. That's easy, right? But when you get in, just like you said, when you get in the room, can you have the conversation and answer the questions that go way back to the beginning stages? Because that's what you're going to sell a high ticket on,
Yeah.
right? So like that's where like nobody has that. And then you get like these 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids. So hey man, I can help blow your shit up. You're missing this and you're missing this, and you're just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No, you're missing all of the in between. And so
Yeah.
like for me, yeah, it gets me not to a boiling point, but it gets me very frustrated because I see it like way more with younger generations now, where it's like, dude, you know this, but you have no experience to back it with. So it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't. It's not as sellable, man. It's not as scalable and it's not as sellable because there's nothing behind it.
Yeah, I recently, like, you know me, I've always made the comparison of like my industry and yours as quite a parallel when it comes to, at least in the industry of, I mean, you could even add contracting into it, but it requires obsession, it requires time under tension, and it requires a lot of overcome
Yeah,
by going through those hard times and going through those struggles. The one thing that I notice a lot when it comes to the mentor space and the tattooing is you see a lot of people wearing the jersey, riding the bench, and being that meme of the guy at the bottom of the podium still biting his metal. You know what I mean? Where people are just excited to be here, but
yeah,
they're still flossing like they're just the top of the food chain.
yeah,
And the problem with that is, and it's not about me being a mentor or a consultant to creatives, or you being a mentor or a consultant to your creative space and your fitness clients. What it's an issue with is it starts to slow down people's ability to believe that there are individuals who can guide them through the things they struggle with, which is why they inevitably stay the exact same. Because if you don't trust that someone's here to actually help, and you're already stuck in your inability of being able to lead yourself through the hard times, then people across the board inevitably stay the exact same.
right. Yeah, 100%. And so then and then what does that become? Your reputation. That
Yeah.
becomes who you are. That becomes your thing. And then eventually you're left with shit. You're left with
Yeah.
nothing. And you're trying to dig out of this hole. And so, like, what I see, I think, as and you know what's funny is I've been like, we kind of talked about this earlier. I've been almost bored to the point because I think more or less not that I'm bored, but because I see that so much in social
Mhm.
media, and it's discouraging.
Yeah.
It's extremely discouraging to somebody like me, like yourself, people that have really truly. And I'm not saying that people aren't working hard. Like I'm not trying to discredit that, but when you come from like brick and mortar, right? Like when
Yeah.
you did that first, I think when you understand that side of it first, and then you come into like the online space and the social media space, it's discouraging to see because I think as somebody, maybe I hold a grudge, I guess, but I think as somebody that put the work in, you see like these people that just try to skip all the steps,
Yeah.
right? And you skip all the important steps, and then don't get me wrong. You can make a living. You can make money. You can figure it out and like get by with skipping some of the steps. You can do that. But
Hmm.
what's going to happen is you're going to run into enough times eventually where those steps, that's a really hard thing to say, steps you skip. Those steps that you skipped are going to play a major factor in somebody that's a really important client or that's
Yeah.
really important to you that you do not want to show that you're full of shit to.
Yep.
That's what will happen, right? And so that's why it's like you can do it for a while, man, but eventually that ivory tower is going to crumble because you're gonna fucking skip some steps and they're gonna be really important down the road because you thought you didn't have to do that part. You didn't
Yeah.
have to do the hard part. You didn't have to do the struggle, like you said, the struggle part and the part that you had to get through and learn the fucking things to actually grow. Like you can't. That's what everybody's doing nowadays. They're just skipping to this 10K months. Like, motherfucker, you know how long it took me to fucking start hitting 10K months personally as an entrepreneur, like consistently?
Yeah.
Eat shit. Like, 30 days and you'll be fucking making six figures the rest of your life. Like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, that is just, it's just discouraging and almost insulting, I think, to people that have been doing this for a little while, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
that's the line is for me a little bit with the frustration.
my the thing that I'm learning the most, because I've been taking kind of a step back and really reassessing my output, because I know what I've been through, I know what I've created, and I love it. Like, and you get to a certain point where you take for granted the fact that 10K months does not seem like a cozy enough deal. But that's for me, who's done 21 years of the hustle and the grind, where the hustle and the grind stopped at year 15. Then I coasted. Then at year 16, it went into diligent structure, accountability, and I quit doing the busy work and I started doing the productive work. I had to clean a lot of the slate to make it
Yeah.
successful. And the problem I see with the cutting corners and the immediate gratification is like in AA, when they have you do like the self audit and all that shit, you're supposed to go and make amends. A lot of people wind up leaving some things off the list, the things they don't want to face. And those are immediately going to be the things that come back and bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Once you feel like things are great, that's going to be the one thing that flares back up and creates that downward spiral.
Yeah, man, that's
You
that
know,
residual karma.
yeah. Or I mean, if you don't have a really stable foundation because of doing all the steps, like you had said, the pillars that you wish to build will no longer be on something stable enough to hold that ivory tower of success.
Right.
And
Together, yeah.
I, I was just asked the question, and I want to propose it to you. What what does success mean to you with the life that you had led and the life that you continue to create? What is
Mhm.
success to you?
That's a really good question. I actually love this question, and I think it's changed for me over the years as I gotten older. You know, and I
Hmm.
think it has to. I think if it doesn't, something you're doing something wrong. I think it's
Yeah.
really fucking. Um, but success to me is a paid off life. Success
Yep.
to me is a life of freedom and the availability to spend it with the people I want when I want. And it doesn't mean all of the extravagant things and it doesn't mean all the extravagant trips and all of that. It just means to me, I've succeeded when my family is eating, we have a roof over our head, our bills are paid, we don't want for much, and I'm not like struggling having a bag on a street corner, right? Like
Yeah.
that's successful. Like I truly believe even if everything crumbled tomorrow and I had to go get a job and like figure all this shit out again, that's still successful, right? And
Yeah.
I think that the online social media platforms have really almost deteriorated what success is supposed to be and what it was supposed to be for a long time, right? Like it's all about this you should be a millionaire, you should be a hustler, you should be a superstar, and that's great. But what people don't realize is you are in your own life if you do it right,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're a fucking hardworking dad, you put in 10, 12 hours, you come home, you take care of yourself, you play with your kids, you kiss your wife, you're a good husband, like that's successful. You have a successful fucking life. Congrats to you, man.
Yeah.
Kudos. That's beautiful. right? So like to me, success is so much. It has nothing to do with material in my eyes. Nothing.
Yeah.
It has not. If your life is, I mean, except for the whole like not being struggling and just crippling debt and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But like a successful life is, and having a little bit of debt is okay. I'm not saying that, but like having a successful life to me is just that: is the ability to wake up every day, spend it as you choose, whether that's working hard at a job or not, or building your own business, right? Being a good father, being a good husband, or just being a good man if you're none of the above,
Hmm.
and just being happy and giving that out to other people.
Yeah.
It's a successful life, man. And anything on top of that is fucking bonus, right? Like
Yep.
so to me, like that's the simplest way I can put it is just it's fuck, man. If you're still here and you're living, you're breathing, you're not on the street, you have fucking food, a couple bucks in your pocket, a car, you're successful, man. Like
Yeah.
you have made it to at least a point in your life where you have something to show for all the hard work you've done,
Yeah.
right? And like to me, there's a massive level of success that comes with being able to say, I did all this. It might not be the prettiest, it might not be the biggest, it might not be the most glamorous, but I did all this. I succeeded in doing this, right? And like, so whatever that looks like at whatever stage you are in your life, I think that's what people should shoot for is success. And because then anything you get past that, you're so much more grateful for because it's extra.
The hard reality to that is people have to acquire the things to realize they don't carry the same value you thought they would. You
Yep.
know, like you and I have both been shiny as shit in public settings before for no reason aside from external perception and
Yep.
realized it does nothing
Does
for
nothing.
us except for a concern of knowing where that thing is when it's no longer on our person. It's just a worry. And then you feel like you have to consistently upgrade those things,
100%.
you know? And that's kind of the problem because I also have gotten to that age where success to me is consistent experiences without stress or struggle, opposed to consistent things to get the perception from the people who see me so that they have a positive opinion of me.
Yeah. So
You
it
know?
appears without stress or struggle.
Yeah, and social media gives people that ability to rent the things, to show the stuff, um to create the luxury appearance
Yeah. The
while still
illusion.
knowing that that thing you own will still have to be returned. That thing you own will lose its market value the minute it touches you or your stuff, you know? And then you're always in this consistent chase. Social media has done a real number on people's perception of what's possible as a person because now our success is determined based on the engagements and the attention.
Yeah. You
And
got the how many clicks, how many this, how many that.
yeah.
Like, do you have the latest this? Do you have the latest that? It's kind of funny you said that about the like things and shit. So I watched something that was really interesting earlier, and it was a woman describing like our actual possessions
Mhm.
as if they were hired employees, right? And all the stuff that we have and that we think we need and that we they serve a right. And she was like, look at everything as a potential hire and fire, right?
Yeah.
Your clothes. You bought the clothes in the moment. You loved it. It felt good. You put it on. You loved how you looked. A year later, same clothes. You never wear them. You fucking hate them. They don't look good. They don't do the job that you bought them for. Like if that was a employee, you let that employee go. That
Mhm.
no employee no longer serves a purpose in your life, right?
Yep.
But for some reason, we hold on to this shit, thinking, "Oh no, later it's going to be used. I'm going to need it. I need
Yeah.
this for something." But we don't, right? Because just like you said, it's the things and the shinies
Yeah.
and all this shit that we think is what makes us successful to what people see.
Yep.
And it's like, no, I don't. So Allie's really good at that. My wife's really good at that, at like just being like, we don't use this anymore, throw it away. We don't need this, give it away. We don't need this, don't do this. Have you used this? Give it away. Have you right? So like very good at that. And so being able to like I think implement that like thought process into much bigger things than just like trinkets in your life, like much bigger things like people, business, relationships,
Yeah.
like how you carry yourself, like just like you said, what you're wearing in public, right? Like nowadays, I still like to look good if I need to look good. Obviously, right? But like, I have no desire to wake up in the morning and be like, you know what? I don't have that crazy of a day today, but even though I'm gonna dress to the fucking nines because why?
Yeah.
Why? Because somebody might see you. Oh no, somebody sees you in the natural element of who you actually are. Oh God, what the
Yep.
fuck? Like, right? So it's like that part of it. I think. Yeah, I think material things in the social media world has created this illusion of almost like a sim reality for people, where
Yeah.
it's like this is who I am this is who I am to social to Instagram and to TikTok and all
Yep.
that, right? But like it's not who you are. So it's like and you see it with mental health shit and all across the fucking board with like young kids because of it.
Yep.
And this gets away from entrepreneurship, but like same thing as like you think we're gonna build strong entrepreneurs that don't know what it's like to go out into the world? Uh, that's gonna backfire really fucking fast.
Yeah. One of the big things that I've had to reflect on is what kind of long-term damage is being done by selling people what they want and giving them what they need. Because if you don't deliver in what they want, then it's still kind of a misalignment. I mean, obviously, you're as long as you're doing it the right way and you're giving people the experiences that you've had, that you've overcome, so that they can get to that place. Amazing. But the reason I hate coaching, but also love like the mentor space, I hate the term coach
I do
more
too.
than anything in the world. I prefer to be a mentor from my own experiences because I will never deliver you information that I don't know about or I don't believe is something I should be speaking on. And I love the consulting because I can consult you into overcoming, into creating, and into staying the course. But the real problem is I don't care how much money you want to make. I don't, because if that's your end goal, by the time you make it, you will still feel depleted and empty. Then I haven't done my due diligence to make sure that you can sustain it and scale. I work with another gentleman. He's a mentor of mine named Raf, and he and I talk about my B roll, the life that I get to lead. To me, it's just my life. I get to wake up early. I get to paint pretty pictures. I so happen to get to sell those pretty pictures for a shit ton of money. I get to load my family onto the front of the airplane and just go do a thing. And I don't capture any of it because it's just my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing I do because I want to showcase it. It's the things I get to do because it's just where I am present day.
Yeah, what you built.
But the value in it is I don't realize that there are people that would kill for the life that I've created.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize how amazing the life is because it's your natural state, and that to me is success.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When I don't put a monetary value on, oh, I finished a painting and now I'm going to show it to everybody. I finish a painting and I just ship it off. This is what it is.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I get on a plane and I enjoy it with my wife and my son, and I don't have to worry on day 3 of that trip how I'm going to cover the overhead and panic and struggle and stress on how I'm going to make up for this.
Why did I do this? Oh
Yeah,
God. Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
and
Yeah.
and I think if people really want success, if people truly want to be entrepreneurs, it's a matter of understanding not only where you want to go and have like legitimately have a vision board, see it, experience it, believe you are in this position. Now, who's the person that you have to be to create that position? Now, what is it you're willing to overcome and what distractions are you willing to alleviate to get to that place? And that's why you and I work together.
Yeah.
I'm sharp as a tack on all these things, but dull as a Nerf dart on some other shit that's going to require my undivided attention.
Yeah. That's
You
how
know?
I think that's how we all operate, right? And I think being more aware of that is ultimately what helps you get better. Right? Like
Yeah.
I understand. I'm the first person I will tell you. I can give you every big idea. I can solve all your fucking problems. I can hand you the fucking maps to most things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me to build the systems because your business will crumble. I don't
Yeah.
do that. right? So it's like knowing your strengths, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you're not. And like, it's so funny that you said, I want to go back to when you said, understanding your B-roll guy, understanding that like there are so many people that would kill to do those things and would love to be a part of that life, right? Like I take that for granted sometimes too, and I catch myself and I'll like be on a plane with Allie and we'll be sitting in the big cushy seats and eating a nice dinner, right? And I'm like, man, I just think fucking, do you ever think we'd be here? Right? Like
Right.
just like I have those moments. And, but to your point too, at that same time, I just have to stop and say to myself or think to myself, like, yeah, people want this, but like, I have only met a handful of motherfuckers, and most of them not even in my real life until I met them online first,
Hmm.
that were willing to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And like, so that's like, that's the bigger, harder line where that's the truth. And to just come out and say that, you sound like an arrogant fucking prick asshole, like you're the king of the world. But it's not.
Yeah.
That's the reality, right? So it's like, how do you do that? And how do you talk about that? And how do you encourage people that they can be that
Yeah.
without sounding like that? And the
Yeah.
only way you can do that is showcasing it, the normal shit, the
Yeah.
regular shit, right? And but still, at the end of the day, regardless of what we can talk about it all day. We can give people all the pointers. You can tell people all the things. You can say all the problems you've had that you've come up with solutions to. All of that shit. At the end of the day, though, if that particular person is like just doesn't really want to do that, it doesn't matter.
That that's the hard part about building systems because that's kind of my favorite thing. I look at working with individuals as an art form because I believe that our lives are the most beautiful piece of art we can create. No different than most people who can't do art will just wrinkle up a piece of paper, throw it away, give up on it, just go back to what they know.
Yeah.
But the big question I have when I work with people is it's not a matter of the system I can build you. First, we have to know what it is you're willing to do.
Yeah.
Because if you give me a power speech about how you're willing to do anything to be able to live the life, and then you're barely willing to toe the mark because of the system we designed based on your specs, based on what your
Your
vision of success is,
expectations.
then we have to readjust the system. The problem with systems isn't the action steps, it's the inability of actions taken. No different than, I mean, you and I have been working together with my fitness, my health, and all that stuff for 4
2 months.
months now.
2 months now. Yep.
And it's like, all right, I'm finally really dialed on all of it. And that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Rarely do people come in and they're like, okay, I'm ready to roll. And they're just
Yeah.
boom.
Knocked out of the park in the first 30 days.
Yeah. It's
No.
it's so rare.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I hate the idea of selling people what they want and giving them what they need, because what they need is a way longer time
Yeah, what
frame.
they need is a
Yeah.
reality check. What they need is someone to like just like I fucking said to you and I said to everybody else. Like, look, I have one deal outside of what I would prefer to do, and it's
Yeah.
4 months minimum. 4 months minimum. That's the minimum, for me to get you moving, get you going, get it figured out. Because the first month, the first 30 days, I got to figure out who the fuck you are. I got
Yeah.
to figure out how you operate, what you really were telling me the truth about, what you were full of shit about, all that. The second month, we'll start to fix some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to do them. It's still going to happen, right? You haven't changed all of that yet. We're only in the fucking month two.
Yeah.
Third month, now you're going to be like, all right, fuck. I'm fucking off. I've been doing this. It's going to start happening. Now this shit gets happening. Fourth month, okay, no more bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why my minimum is 4, right? Month 5, we see progress. Month 6, we see big progress, right? And then the next 6 months, holidays, fucking Thanksgivings, birthdays, Christmas, all this shit starts to show up. And then it's like, well, I did all this work. You can pull back a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you fucking another month. So it's like, yeah, man, like that, just like you said, like it has to be a real conversation. Like, okay, like I had for prime example, I have a couple of women. I don't say names, but a couple of women reach out to me. I need to lose 80 pounds in the next 6 months. Like, first of all, we're starting off wrong, totally wrong, right? Like that is a massive goal,
Yeah.
massive goal. And because a lot of people have seen, and this is just fitness industry, but it goes along all kinds of industries, they see what these people say, right? You can lose 30 pounds in 30 days, right? And then they're like, cool, awesome. They lose 30 pounds in 30 days because they're 400 pounds overweight, and then it stops.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what the fuck, right? They don't know what the fuck to do now. Okay, well, shit, I knew I could get you to 30, but I'm not sure now. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
that's because you need way more time and way more experience, just like
Yep.
anything else in business, right? You can do the outline, you can bang that motherfucker out, hurry it up, and be done in an hour and a half. Done.
Yep.
Do you want this to look good when I'm done with it? Because I got to spend some time on the shading and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I can fix some of the lines with the shading if I do it right, right? But like, you can't just fucking gung ho it and expect it to be perfect and then pull back in 30 days or fucking 90. Like, it just doesn't work that way. It
Yeah.
never has for anything, business, fitness, like anything you want to touch. You want to learn to play the trumpet? Fucking, you might be okay at one song in 30 days. You'll be really good at one song in 30 days,
Yep.
right? But you need a year to be good at 10. Like, so it's like, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the practice, the business, the hobby, the whatever the fuck it is. Like, that timeline is really fucking people up online.
Yeah.
Big
Well,
time.
that's why I almost pulled the high ticket mentorship and stuff off the table. Unless people want like legitimate deliverables, they want full branding, all this shit we've all talked about. Unless they're looking for deliverables,
Yep.
I'm cool on subscription. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, because then you can work at your own pace. You have the opportunity to work with us more diligently, but at least this will give you a good vision of what's possible and all of the systems and action steps necessary. If you have a struggle with executing them because of distractions, the only reason we don't do the things is because of the distractions that stop us.
100%.
Then we have different tiers. But at this point, for me, it's not about the money. I own the house. I have the girl. I have the family. I've got a vehicle I love. I can go wherever I want. I don't give a shit about the money. But if you're not willing to invest a little bit, then I can't believe that you're truly going to dedicate yourself and your time to making the things happen anyway. So subscription works, you know? And then I don't have to fake shit. I don't give a shit if you
No.
trust me or not. 'Cause you can
Yeah.
spend $20 to find out for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the truth, dude. I just said that. I was had that conversation the other day with the client. It was like, because they asked me, they're like, okay, I don't want to be rude. And they were like, I'm not trying to like talk bad at all, but like, how come you don't charge as much as like some of these other coaches? And I was like, because I don't need to. And
Yeah.
she's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, here, let me break it down for you. Let's get real about this shit, right? So I'm going to use easy numbers that you can understand. 2,500 bucks. Okay, let's break that down into 12 months. 2,500 bucks. Around 200 something, not quite 250 a month.
Yeah.
200-ish something a month, right? What's the reality of this? I know the reality of this is I'm gonna get you set up. I know we have a call every week. That's fine, but I'm gonna get you set up, get your workouts built, get your meal plan dialed in, get all of this kind of moving and going. That's gonna take me a couple hours, couple hours probably, right?
Mhm.
And then that's done. Once that's done and delivered to you, you just have to do that and then get on a call with me every week. I don't need to charge you $800 a month for that,
Yeah.
right? Like, and just like you said, subscription or paid in full, regardless, for me, it's the same. Like, I don't need to because I know for a fact my job and what I need to do, I'm very, very good at. I
Yeah.
know it. I don't have to struggle at it. I'm very good at it. So I don't mind, just like you said, with the subscription. Okay, cool. I don't have to charge you a ton.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to have to put in for you to get there. When I'm going to have to get real tight and real involved is towards the end of, not the end, I hate to say the end, but towards the end of what we were trying to
Yeah.
accomplish, right? When you're almost there
Yep.
when we're tight and I got to be on your ass to make sure we hit the goal and fucking it's that's when it really counts.
Yeah.
That's when really 150 of that 220 a month it comes in. That's
Yep.
when it comes into play. When you text me, you go, dude, I'm fucking like I'm off. I'm this. That's when it comes into play.
Yeah.
But otherwise, what the fuck? I mean, what the? Please, for the love of God, to tell I need somebody to answer me this. Like anybody out there, what the fuck are you giving somebody for $1,000 a month? in a fitness program. Please, for the love of fucking God, please tell me what you know more than a professional athlete and a professional fucking trainer and a
Mhm.
professional. It's like, tell me what you know more to be able to charge that much. Because
Yeah.
my knowledge is deep as a motherfucker. And at that point, that tells me, just to your point a second ago, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
It is all about the fucking money. Because I know, just like you know, I don't need to overcharge. I'll just charge you what I think is fair, give you the results, and then you're going to tell 10 people. And
Yeah.
then they're going to tell 10 people. And then I don't have to fucking do anything because I've got enough people to just refer me to other people
Yeah.
because I don't rape you. I'm there when you need. I fucking, like, it's not worth it.
My big thing, and this has been a statement that I've made for a long time, but I really had to put the rubber to the road, is I personally, as a business, as a mentor, as a consultant, I can't be successful if you're not successful.
Right.
So I even went as far as to, like, I also don't need your money.
Right. So you're
I'm
not like
I'm
fucking,
I'm fine. And my proof of concept of that is just like you said with the fitness coaches. I will go one better and I will offer you more value. I will outperform. I will over deliver at a lower price point because I don't need your money, but I do need your investment.
yeah. I need you
Because
to commit. I believe
if
it.
yeah, if you don't put anything into it, you will never take away from it what it is you were hoping to gain.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and that's what it really boils down to. I have the things. My tattoo career is a fucking flywheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
No.
already have enough proof of concept. I'm not here to convince.
Right.
I'm just here to be able to guide those who are willing to invest their time, their attention, and their focus
Yeah.
into it. So I don't need more money.
Yeah. And
It's
I think,
always cool, but I've got plenty of businesses that produce it for me when I get to work with people in person.
yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, and I think that's why marketing is super high
Yeah.
and trust is super low because
Well, and that's what I was going to say too, is just like right when you're finishing up there, is fucking, it makes it, I don't want to say impossible because that's wrong, but like it makes it so much harder for people that are doing it on the up and up, people that are trying to really just fucking give value and help and guide and mentor and be there just as that person. It really
yeah.
casts a massive shadow for the ones that are trying to do it properly from all of the people that are just money grabbing and trying to fucking, sell this pipe dream of a life and all this shit where it's like, if you really get down back to the brass tacks of things, like the most successful people I've ever known in my life, most of them don't even fucking have social media.
Yeah.
Most of them don't give two fucks about it, right? And so, like, I constantly battle with that also with this whole realm because I know how to do it without. So
Yeah.
it's like, do you keep fucking like running your brain into the ground thinking about this, or do you just say fuck it, put out your value, know that it's only going to be taken by the people that it's going to be taken by,
Yep.
and just keep doing you, right? Because at the end of the day, just like I said earlier, I know, Instagram, TikTok, they could all shut down tomorrow, and
Yep.
I would be fine. My life would be just fine. But it's like, how do we as entrepreneurs, as mentors, as consultants, as guiders, how do we portray that message strong enough to where more people believe in that and the truth about what it takes to get here and like the amount of work and effort and what the cost of business really is. Like, how do we get more people to understand that than they do the quick money, the quick
Yeah.
grab, that this is the way you do it, right? Because it's like you've got your Gary V's and your guys that are trying to really educate the right way, but even them sometimes are fucking overshadowed by all these like wannabes in a sense.
Yeah.
These these people that never really had anything to start from the beginning. They just maybe had a little bit of daddy's money, or they just had some savings that they
Mhm.
paid a mentor and they rolled the tails and then just kept selling the courses and kept selling the thing to sell the thing, but never really learned the thing, And it's like, so I think it's just, I think we're in for I think we're in for a pretty good turn in social media next year. I think it's going to change a little bit as far as like the business side of it goes. Like
Yeah.
I really think we're going to see a big, and to your point with the in-person thing about your tattooing, I think we're going to see a very big influx of everything in general go back to in-person here pretty soon. I think it's inevitable.
Yeah, I'm like what I'm noticing is, I mean, you know me, I'm analytical as
Yeah.
hell. I'm already noticing a giant unplug when it
Hmm.
comes to quality individuals. The only
Yeah.
people who spend all their time doom scrolling social media are people that have nothing to do with their time and they have no intent on their lives, who are not willing to change anyway because they're just riddled with envy
Yeah.
of how the
Everyone's
other
got it.
people have made their millions. And so that's where it applies to tattoo artists. It's not about a new marketing strategy on social media. It's about knowing where the people you want to work with and who you can best serve are located, and how do you enter those rooms. And you can still stick out like a sore thumb, but do it with intent. I mean, when I hang out with my higher end individual like social circle, they love hanging out with me because they call me their token tattooed friend. I stick out like a sore thumb, and I'm equally as articulate. I understand that room, and I'm very curious in those rooms. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do about me telling people how great I am.
Yeah.
It's about the curiosity I have in those rooms about how they got as great as they are.
Yeah.
And
100%.
and that's the beauty and curiosity, you know?
Yeah, dude. So I have to your point. I have a there's a I don't know if they're I don't know if they're a couple. I'm gonna find this out. This is gonna be my curiosity this week. I'll let you know next week. Um, there's a couple or brother and sister or something. They always hug, but they never kiss or anything. So I'm not sure. But wildly successful. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking, and I'm not wrapped up in the money, but like it's another situation just where, like you said, I have the conversation, I can talk with these people, but I'm talking every other day. Ferrari, G Wagon, Rolls Royce, Lambo, just different ones.
Yeah.
Every not dealer plates, like
Yeah.
right. And I've had plenty of conversations with both of them, just in passing in the sauna, like just random conversations. We've had great conversations, but I've always been curious and I've always wanted to ask them those questions, like, okay, I see you in here. I see you driving. You know, he's a Rolex while he works out kind of guy. So I'm like, I have my curiosity
Yeah.
is like been piqued very highly lately, where I want to just say, and that's the humility in me. Hey, man, like, what do you do, and
Yeah.
how did you get there? I need to know what you're doing. I have a great life, but you obviously have over $3-4 million in vehicles, so you're doing something to a degree I'm not. I
Yep.
need to understand what that is, right? And that's just that curiosity and humility of being in those rooms, in those conversations with those people, where it's like Kevin Hart. You might have seen that. I seen a recent interview that it's been going viral with Kevin Hart and The Rock. And Kevin Hart was talking about how like everybody's too fucking cool these days,
Yeah.
right? And he said that he was like in a room with Jeff Bezos, and he was like, "I'm gonna go talk to him." And one of his buddies was like, "No, don't do that. We don't do that." And Kevin was like, "Fuck are you talking about? He's the richest man on the planet." Like,
Yep.
I'm gonna find out. Like, I want to pick this guy's brain. Like, this dude is about to have a T before a millionaire on his fucking like. How did I want to know some things, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's the same. It's like why you're so fucking cool these days that you can't be humiliating and humble enough to say, how did you do that? What do you
Yeah.
do? How the fuck did you go from your garage in your parents' house to $500 million mega yachts, like
Yep.
multiple ones? Let's talk, right? And that's that curiosity. And I
Yeah.
think that that for people like myself, for people like you, for anybody that's in this space to really be in the space of entrepreneurship, like to succeed as a person and not for like just the wealth show and the fucking arrogance,
Yeah.
and the chip on your shoulder, but to be successful as a person, see how far you can take whatever the fuck it is you want to take. You have to have that curiosity.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to just be the person that goes up to the guy that no one will talk to because they're so worried because 9 times out of 10, that person is going to turn to you and go, "Oh yeah, man, here, I'll tell you. Let me tell you. Give me just a
Yeah.
second, or let me finish this conversation, and I got you." Right? So it's like it's just it goes back to what we talked about in the beginning. I think everybody is just too cool for school these days,
Mhm.
and everybody knows everything. And man, in some days I want to will you tell me, motherfuckers, since y'all know it all, can like let me know some shit because
Yep.
I'm doing pretty goddamn good, but apparently I don't know some shit. So
Yeah.
so I think that's where I am, where it's the the unwillingness to not know, to
Yeah.
not understand, and to not be okay with saying I don't know. Like that could change so many things in like business and online space in general.
It just dawned on me as you were saying that. I know we've got to wrap up here in a second.
Yeah, no,
Most people believe that attention is the newest form of currency, and I understand it, but that is an inaccurate way to live your life,
yeah,
solely because how hard are you willing to work to maintain that level of attention, and what are you willing to sacrifice to get the attention? It should be organic, authentic, and just one of those things that happens as a byproduct of the person you're willing to become and the curiosity that you have. I had a debate with an artist the other day, like 100 and some odd thousand followers. And he was like, well, attention does convert to paying clients. Like, okay, but how long does it last? Because
yeah,
attention on social media in 2022 was different than attention that you got in 2025, which will be different than the attention you get on 2026. And the inevitable chase
mm-hmm.
is something you're going to have to struggle with forever when it becomes a byproduct, because curiosity being a true like source of revenue is it's unmatchable because no one out there is curious anymore. They're envious,
Envious,
but
very
they're
envious.
not curious enough to go and ask, to take
Yeah,
the action, to follow through.
yeah, yeah. No, I have a buddy that he describes it as current, and I love it. And he actually hits it's trademarked and all that shit. But he describes it as you can either, no matter the current, you can either ride the wave on the top,
Mm-hmm.
or it can suck you under.
Yeah.
Like so, you have to be very careful of which one you're doing, right? And like most people nowadays, they're getting sucked under. They're just fucking constantly getting sucked under. They
Yep.
think they're going with the current, but they're getting sucked under. They're not actually on top of the water.
Yep.
And so it's like that's what we see a lot these days, man. I agree. And all we can do is continue to try to be as real as fucking possible with the shit we deliver and put out there. But like you said, it's just that's just being you, doing you, and everything else is a byproduct, right?
Yep.
It's all if who you are is genuine and people respect that and need something or you have something to offer because of it, then yeah, now you can make money doing that. Like
Yeah.
now it makes sense. But the big followers and all that, I can assure you it doesn't always equate to that. I know that for a fact.
I'm usually pretty certain, and this isn't always the case, but it's usually pretty common that anyone who believes attention is a form of currency has also invested currency into building that following. Rarely is it organic, authentic, and true, which is why trust is so broken.
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
beautiful way
know.
to put that.
I don't know many people who have not cut a few corners to get to a certain place or to be perceived as a certain place. And that looks really good in your industry. When other people, like artists, for instance, when other artists are looking at your page, they're envious of the following and the engagement you have. But your clients
They don't.
rarely care.
Yeah, they
They
don't.
they
Yeah,
don't. They just want to trust you. They just don't want to have to wonder if this is all bullshit. Your clients are vastly different than the market, which is you wind up marketing to the market you're in, not
yeah,
the people you
yeah,
wish to serve.
yeah. Which is so fucked up, right? It's like this fucking yeah. It is totally ass backwards,
Yep.
completely ass backwards. Yeah, I can attest to that as someone who literally tore mine down to rebuild it,
Yep.
and it is like it's hit and miss. The only thing that keeps it coming consistently is A, the referral and reputation, and B, just the fact that I am in the light as a real person.
Yeah.
That's it. I very, very rarely do I have anybody ever come to me just like out of nowhere and be like, I need to lose weight. It never starts that way. It's
Yeah.
always, hey man, something you said about fucking being a dad really hit me, man. I want to know your opinion on something.
Hmm.
Right? It's like, that's how it always starts. It's like, so it's like the following is cool. It feels good for me because I built it and that's
Hmm.
cool. But yeah, I know for a fact that like most people don't look at that and go, "Oh, he's got a ton of followers. He must know more than everybody else." No,
Yeah.
they don't. They go, "Oh, he must be funny, or he must do this, or he
Yeah.
must be." They don't fucking think that, right? I always look to that. 500,000 followers. All right, what are you doing? You must be either funny, controversial, talk like there's something you're doing, right? Like everybody should know nowadays, and if you don't know, you should know this. All you gotta do is talk shit. If you want to talk shit about a mainstream event that's going on, there's your virility. See you later. Like
Yeah.
that's it, right? Like, but guess what? It's gonna get you
Yep.
nothing, not a goddamn thing. Yeah, no, but no, it needs to change, man. I agree with you. I think the only way, like I said, the only way we change it is to kind of not call out, but have the hold and have the integrity of being the side that like is just real about it, no matter what.
I th- I'm really one. I'm trying to stop myself from saying I think because I start every sentence that way and it's frustrating to me. Two, um, it's just having a different worldview. You know,
Yeah,
be an opposing party to what everyone else is doing with proof of concept of why. You know,
yeah,
what makes me the most valuable to my clients, not to social media, is I just provide a different experience because I don't have to be a cartoon character or a party clown to get to grab the attention. I don't have to entertain.
yeah,
I get to be curious. I get to be genuine. I get to be authentic, win, lose, or draw,
yeah,
which gives me an option and the opportunity to have a different worldview than everyone else in my market. And I don't mean social media is a market because if you're going to work with people in person, quit focusing on somebody on the other end of the fucking country. How can you have a different experience that you can provide? How can you be a different individual than what everyone else is trying to chase?
yeah, yeah. And that goes with that going against the grain, right? Like and I don't think that I've ever like, I don't think I've ever purposely done it. I look at things from a different view. Like my perspective is just different in that to where like against the grain makes more sense to me. It
Yeah.
always has, and maybe that's just the way our brains operate and the way
Yeah.
some of us are put together. But it just seems to work. Something
Yep.
about it, you
Yeah.
know. And I've always told people that I was like, I just whatever everybody else is fucking toting, and I just don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't push that. I don't whatever is the opposite of all the other fucking superstars. I do that because that's
Yep.
probably what most people are doing and what they're doing once that camera goes off.
Well, how I mean, fuck yeah, we're still ripping. How do you break free from the mediocrity when the algorithm in social media is the new authority? You know what I mean? Because people in our position, people in my career, people in your career, in our social circles, we've always been the rebel, anti-establishment, fuck authority. But when the new authority is the algorithm and we're voluntarily being brainwashed by stupidity and shiny things,
Yeah,
it's actually pretty easy to say fuck authority when that is the new source of what expectations are.
yeah. It's almost like in order to rebel now, you have to become the opposite of the rebellion.
I I
Yeah.
say all the
What are you
time,
doing to rebel? I'm a good dad who doesn't have social media that goes to
yeah,
work every day. But that's
yep.
that's how you rebel nowadays,
I
right?
I
And it's
say
like,
all the time, true success is real rebellion. You know,
dude,
and when it comes back to what success means to us, it's just being a better person
yeah, dude,
and
it's so
and
fucking
actually
backwards.
being it, not presenting it, you know, and that truly is what it boils down to. It's what's going to work long term, and long term has to be the intent.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I think, and we can probably end it on this because I do have to go too. I think that the ability to see the long term is what makes, someone like yourself, myself, other people amongst our brains and our thought process, the ability to think the long term opens up the avenues for us to understand everything involved in the long term.
Mhm.
Right? Like if you're so focused on the short term and the right now, like, and I be present. I don't mean like don't be present, but I mean like if you're so focused on nothing long term and only like what's going to happen now and what's going to happen in the next 6 months, and you don't have an idea for the long term, then everything that you're putting out eventually will get squashed. It will be shit. It won't make sense. It didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Because you had no focus on what the end goal really was, which was success in the way that we've described it.
Yeah.
Like that's what your long term goal has to be. Otherwise, you get caught up in all of that other bullshit,
Yeah.
all of the social media bullshit, all of and yeah, like I'm a rebel. Nope, not anymore. Now you're
Yeah.
the same as every fucking buddy
Yeah.
else. Yeah, if you
I
want to be a rebel now, be good and different and off the
yeah.
scene.
I keep seeing these posts about you can't be alternative and conservative. You can't look like me and call yourself alternative. I was like, well, technically you can,
Yeah,
because being alternative is now hip,
it's
which
hip.
means counterculture is conservatism.
Yeah,
And
so yeah,
I'm not saying be conservative, but I'm saying like if you have family values, people are like gross.
yeah. Wait, what? It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up, man. And like, and it's fucked up to the point where like I have genuinely had that thought like recently. Like, am I done with social media? Like, I will never be done. I don't think just because I enjoy it and I like the people I've met.
Yeah.
Like that for me, I think that's the biggest thing is the people I've met on social media.
Yeah.
That's what's the most important to me. But otherwise, I'm at a point now where I have a hard time even being online,
Yeah.
and I have to almost force myself now. And so like I'm like in this weird thing too, where it's like I'm gonna keep doing it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how bad it gets over the course of the next 6 months, and see if it just gets to the point where it's like fucking. But wait, there's more on every fucking reel.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
Absolutely.
this is done. I'm done with this shit. I'm over this shit. So,
All right,
yeah,
man.
this is
Well,
fun. This is good.
I appreciate the shit out of your time. I'm sure we keep saying we're going to do it more frequently. It's just, time management.
Yeah, we're good at it, both of us. With all the real life things we have going on, it gets hard. So,
That's right. Yeah.
that's right. No, we definitely need to do it more. I appreciate it. I love this shit too, man. It's always a good conversation, and hopefully people can enjoy something they heard.
Yep. Reality comes first.
Yeah, yeah, always.